Anyway, that's right. Okay, no, computer, turn off fridge. What?
You know, every time I'm going through this, I don't have my headphones on when I'm editing, so you've just shut off my fridge.
Damn right.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
Yes, thank you for joining us. This is Namely 90s. My name's Andrew. That's Brandon.
That's me.
You don't look impressed.
What was that intro?
I don't know. I'm going with it, okay?
Okay.
I'm not made of intros here.
You do one intro, and that wasn't it.
Okay, true. That's right. Anyway, that's Brandon. Brandon is unimpressed with the intro.
That's
but
me.
Okay.
That sounds like me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Twitter and Instagram at namely90s with the 90s. You can also watch this show on YouTube by going to namely90s.com/YouTube and watching us on YouTube. Say YouTube one more time.
I don't think you said it right the last time.
namely90s.com/YouTube.
No, I mean, you said U2 instead of YouTube on the last one.
Yes, go to we have a page dedicated to the band U2. Go to namely90s.com/U2. No. This is the April 1991 episode, or episode 48. And I, again, would like to let you know we are rapidly approaching our 1-year podiversary extravaganza. What's it called?
It's our Pizza Party Pasta Picnic podcast. It is our 1-year anniversary extravaganza, which we will be, it'll be at least double the length of a normal podcast episode. It'll be featuring at the end of May, I believe, either the third or fourth week. I don't remember when we started, but yes, that's coming up. And if you want to wish us a congratulatory 1 year on the podcast, be you friend of the podcast, listener of the podcast, or just some random person that wants their voice heard to all of our listeners, send an audio recording to us. You can find us through Twitter at namely90s90s. You can find our contact information at our website at namely90s.com or on Instagram at namely90s with 90s. And just reach out and we will find a way to get you to get to us, because I'm still not sure if that email ever got set up. Andrew.
Whoops. Sorry.
We're looking forward to it. You should be looking forward to it. We're going to be announcing a bunch of fun stuff on that day. If you're a Namely 90s fan, or if you just like hearing our voices, you'll enjoy hearing more of it on that episode. How are things? I know we just caught up in the last episode, but it feels like it's still been quite some time.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, there was something I was actually going to mention, and of course I'm an idiot and I forgot it.
You don't seem to be taking notes anymore.
So yeah, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
So a cool thing happened here yesterday. I don't know, or Monday. I don't know if it's a cool thing. It's been two weeks, two Mondays ago now, to all you listening, but a 25-year-old murder case based out of San Luis Obispo. Some girl from Cal Poly named Kristen Smart, I believe, was murdered, and they never found the killer, even though there was this creepy local family that they thought did it, and now they're arrested. And
it's like that episode of The X-Files called Home.
No, it is nothing like that episode.
Okay. You said creepy family.
Yes, that's true. I mean, there are some parallels, but there's no large inbred woman in the back.
There's no incest in that case.
That was a really creepy episode.
It was.
And they did a sequel episode, didn't they, in season 10 or 11?
I'm not aware of that.
On the reboots? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they revisited that episode. And
was it solved by local authorities or like the web sleuths or?
So there's a local podcast that I mentioned before called, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's In Your Own Backyard or something to that extent. And it's a murder podcast based out of San Luis Obispo. Someone asked me if I was the podcaster from that. I said, no, I'm not.
Yes. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Please collaborate with us.
Yeah. So they do... their podcast is specifically about this, so they've been digging up like a bunch of research and testimony and like stuff the local sheriff's department did wrong, and really lit a fire to get this case solved in the last couple of years, and it finally did. So,
and success means it's ending. So now they need to commit crimes in your area to later solve.
That is a double-edged sword, what are they going to do after the trial ends if these people are convicted?
What are we going to do when we run out of 90s? Oh, wait, just make up more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we're like halfway there. We're almost halfway there. Ugh. No, we're not. We're close.
That's good. We'll just cover 90s murders for the rest of the time.
That means I'm going to actually have to think of topics to talk about. You're going to have to think about topics to talk about.
I'm sorry, I will. Okay, fine.
No, I'm just saying. We won't have a well to scoop from like we do today. I know,
it's been nice. It's easy. It's too easy.
Yeah. It only takes me about an hour to prep for each of these episodes.
I don't mean easy, like there's no work involved, but it's just like, oh, this is my time frame and I just go to this. Whereas the other stuff, you have to actually dig into like lots of resources and find real information. But the great thing about podcasting is you can just be wrong and say it anyway.
I always try, if you watch the visual version of this podcast, if we say something wrong, I will, if it's so egregious that I even notice it in editing, I will put an asterisk and correct that in the video.
I'm looking forward for what's to come. I think we got some good ideas for the upcoming year. Maybe one day you and I will actually talk about those ideas other than like the 5 minutes preceding and following the recording of an episode.
I know. Like I now have two separate Word documents, one entitled Stuff for Namely 90s in 2021, and now a second one, Things to Do for summer of 2021 for Namely 90s. Yeah. But you'll find out more about that in our 1 year anniversary spectacular. But for now, let's travel back to April 1991, shall we? Oh, sorry, that's your line. Yes, other Brandon, we shall. On the 1st, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that jurors cannot be barred from serving due to race.
But why not?
1991. No, just kidding.
But why not, though?
1991.
Isn't the jury supposed to represent the population as a whole?
Yes, a jury of your peers, I believe it is called.
A jury of all of your white peers.
1991.
1991. War on drugs.
On the 3rd, the X-Force debuted in the final issue of New Mutants number 100. That's all X-Men comic book stuff. On the 4th, Jamie Lynn Spears is born, best known for Andrew
being Britney Spears' sister.
That's fair. Also, she was the star of Zoe 101 on Nickelodeon before becoming pregnant with her first child and canceling the series. On the 5th, Katie Couric is promoted to co-host of the Today Show. She has been filling in since substituting for what's-her-name who left in February of 1991. We actually talked about that.
Meanwhile, Matt Lauer was being a creep.
Mm-hmm. On the 10th, well, I think Brian Gumbel
later. It was later. Yeah, it was later.
On the 10th, Amanda Michalka, better known as AJ of Ali and AJ, is born. Do you know who that is?
No.
You'd probably recognize the older sister. They were both in, I think, a Disney Channel series called Allie and AJ, or they have a band called Allie and AJ, but they're actresses as well. On the 10th, Wayne Gretzky scores the NHL record of I wrote this poorly. On the 10th, Wayne Gretzky scores the NHL record, a 93rd goal in the playoffs.
So you're talking like total goals scored during any playoff.
Yes.
That's the maximum. Okay. I was like, there's no way in one playoff season, but you're talking about overall.
Over the course of his career, yes.
Yeah.
On the 11th, the musical Miss Saigon premieres on Broadway. Fuck that musical, by the way. On the 13th, also, I didn't realize, again, 1991.
Did they do the fake Asian thing, like the Mickey Rooney Asian offensive?
I don't think they need to do yellow face in being as they're on stage, but we might talk about this in the episode if we have time, but I saw this and I was like, oh, this is some Roger Hammerstein racist era, early 1900s racist Asian stuff. But little did I know, it came out in 1991.
Hey, listen, 1991 was a progressive time. You were allowed to have minorities on juries. You could make musicals that were offensive to Asian people. It was very progressive.
I guess we were still like finishing up the Reagan era, given that it was George Bush was still in office at this point.
Hell, lap dance has only been around for 11 years. I mean,
that's the new metric.
White people. Yeah.
Wow. On the 13th, Dylan Frances Penn, Sean Penn's daughter, is born. And I don't know who that was. On the 17th, the Dow Jones closes above the 3,000 for the first time. I also don't understand the stock market, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
Ooh, Dow Jones.
On the 22nd, Johnny Carson announces he'll retire from The Tonight Show, which we talked about in a separate episode where he retired and gave it over to Leno. And on the 30th, Travis Scott is born. Do you know who Travis Scott is?
Is he the dirt bike guy?
I believe he's a white rapper. I know he had a Happy Meal from McDonald's named after him, or he had the Travis Scott meal was big in the summer of 2020. And I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. I'm sorry if he's actually black and a rapper. For some reason, I thought he was a white rapper. Let us know. Namely 90s at Namely 90s with 90.
Twit us. Yeah.
Record your voice and let us know, and we'll put it in the anniversary episode.
Do you think we need to make it clear our political leanings? Do you think it's clear by this time? Just a joke.
Is it? A TV premiering and ending on the 26th, Dinosaurs premieres on ABC. And ending on the 27th, we have 21 Jump Street. In the box office, I honestly did not recognize a single thing, except for on the 19th, we have Drop Dead Fred, which is I put on here in honor of our UK friends, Gaz and Dange. On the Billboard charts for the fourth week. Actually, no, just number ones for 1991, April. The first week, coming in from March, we have Coming Out of the Dark by Gloria Estefan. Number one for the second week in April 1991. Yes. I've Been Thinking About You by London Beat. The third week, number one is You're in Love by Wilson Phillips. And for the last week and into May, number one, it is Baby Baby by Amy Grant. Finally, one song that I recognize. And continuing on the fourth week of April for 1991, we have at number 9, I Touch Myself by the Divinyls. Number 23, More Than Words by Extreme. And number 25, Losing My Religion by R.E.M. And
that's a good song.
Yeah. So that's enough for me. I'm getting a little tired. So we're going to toss it across the pond to our friends Gaz and Dange over on the Insanely Dangerous Retro Podshow to tell us about what's going on over there right now.
Good evening. Here are the headlines for April 1991. Government replaces community charge with council tax. The movie channel launches on Sky TV. Dances with Wolves debuts in the cinema. The one and only hits number 1.
God blimey, governor. Rub-a-dub-dub. Off down the pub. Nice one, geese. That was the bee's knees.
Yeah, blimey, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it's terrific, absolutely terrific. Yeah. Oh, blimey, look at the time. Back to those geezers at Namely 90s.
And now back to the show. You can find the resolution to those headlines this Wednesday over on the Insanely Dangerous Retro Pod Show, which releases at midnight GDT. That's the UK time zone
Greenwich
right now.
Daylight Savings Time?
Yes. That would be GDST.
GDT.
Thanks to Gaz and Dange for doing that for us. It's always fun to see what was going on over there. Like Dances with Wolves just hit theaters over there, whereas Drop Dead Fred, which I bring up because they brought it up when we were watching Bottom with them.
Oh, okay.
Gaz and Dange was on our Christmas specials, and they suggested a UK show called Bottom. Starring,
in my mind, it's Right Said Fred. That's all I can think of right now. Is
the song?
No, they're just the bald dudes. I can't not think of it.
So Rick Mail was one of the actors in Bottom, and he is also in Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that's why I made sure to include that. Hi, Gaz and Dange, if you're listening.
Hello. Damn it, I did the British accent again.
I'm not going to do it.
That's not even a very good one.
Although, I have to say, the first time I think I was emailing Gaz, I kind of slipped into some English grammar.
Hello, old chap.
No, it was not Cockney by any means, but I was like, I've watched Doctor Who and Top Gear. I can speak English. Anywhere you want to go?
I think we all assume they speak like this with this Cockney accent. Like they all think we sound like we're from Texas, you know?
Yeah. Well, seeing as they listen to us and we've listened to them, I think we know that neither of us listen or sound like that.
True. I do remember that show Dinosaurs, and it always creeped me out as a kid, and it still freaking creeps me out.
You don't like it? What?
No. What kind of animation is that? Is that like animatronic or erotica?
I don't think that is animation, either of those things.
I stole that joke from Jurassic Park, by the way.
Did you?
Remember the lawyer? He's like, when they're in the thing and there's like the animatronic dinosaurs, he's like, is this autoerotica? That's in there.
I do not remember that part.
You'll look it up.
I guess I need to rewatch Jurassic Park. But,
Jurassic Park autoerotica. That's actually probably a thing, which is gross, but.
For those of you that don't remember, Dinosaurs is an American family sitcom television that aired on ABC from 1991 through 1994.
Looking at pictures.
It was a show about a family of anthropomorphic dinosaurs, and it was produced by the Michael Jacobs production and Jim Henson Television. Michael Jacobs being like every single 90s sitcom, including Sabrina. Was it Sabrina? No, that was spelling. Boy Meets World, I know, was Michael Jacobs. And then Jim Henson being of the Muppets. So is
the dad dinosaur just... is that John Goodman?
It looks like John Goodman's character from Roseanne. He has the red flannel.
He looks like John Goodman.
It does, especially that era John Goodman, because he was a little thicker at the time. But no, I've thought that since I was a kid, not in a joking manner. But yeah, the plot was initially set in 60 million and 3 BC in Pangea, and the show centers on the Sinclair family: Earl Sneed Sinclair, the father; Fran Sinclair, the mother; and their 3 children: son Robbie, daughter Charlene, and infant baby Sinclair. And Fran's mother Ethel was also there. Earl's job is to push over trees. Weird. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Earl's job is to push over trees for We Say So Corporation with his friend and coworker Roy Hiss, where they work under the supervision of their boss Bradley P. Richfield. All I remember is the baby would always say, "Don't hit the baby," except not with that voice, because I don't. Yeah.
So I would like to point out it was animatronics. It says the animatronics made the show relatively expensive, with one of the people recalling it. He heard it was the most expensive half-hour TV show, at least at that point, and that contributed to its cancellation.
You said animation.
I did, and then I said animatronic later.
Yes.
And Christopher Maloney, who plays Detective Elliot Stabler, appeared in 11 episodes.
I recognize the actor's name. I do not know.
Law and Order SVU.
Gotcha. Is he the guy that just came back?
Yeah, the original male cop. Yeah, I'm all about that reboot, by the way. I know people are like, it's not enough like Law and Order. I'm like, I don't care. I like it. Deal.
By all means. Yeah. So you remember it gave you nightmares, is what you said?
It just creeps me out. Like, they're so freaky looking.
Well, I mean, it was done, the Jim Henson Company with, in association with Walt Disney, because they owned ABC, I think, finally at that point.
Well, I think I was too young to get it. And so all I saw was just like, I would come out probably like come down from bed and like hang out with my parents when I wasn't supposed to, like my kids do, and saw that on. And I was just like, I ran away.
I mean, I remember enjoying it, I think, like, because it was a little creepy seeing animatronic dinosaurs being like puppeteered and like people in like dinosaur suits with it was weird, but it was well done because, of course, Henson puppeteering. But yeah, I can't tell you a single dang plot point of any episode, but it just felt like Roseanne if it was a bunch of dinosaurs.
Yeah, like, did they need to be dinosaurs for that show to work? I don't think that they did.
I think that was the gimmick, though. Like,
yeah, because like, why would you watch another Roseanne?
Yeah, you needed like, because you had Family Matters and what else was on at the time? Step by Step. Like, you couldn't just put another generic comedy with a single twist on it. Or no, you could. You just needed a certain twist that wasn't already being done.
By the way, our political affiliation is writing Roseanne in as a presidential candidate. That's our political platform here.
Not my president.
I'm kidding.
Yes, I am fully well aware you're kidding.
Good.
Also, that article so just to completely spin off, you sent me like a screen cap of a clickbait article for, I can't believe they killed off X character on the Connors. And,
it was like the dog. No.
Yeah, no, it was like Becky's spoilers. It was Becky's rival from when they were kids that they reconnected, but she had like brain cancer or something. It's like, I have no idea who that is.
Here, I'll hold it up to the thing in case you will. But yeah, and then I don't remember what my response was.
Your response is, couldn't they just kill everyone?
No, I didn't say kill everyone. I said, can it be the show that dies, please?
Yes. There's more nuance to that.
Yeah, we can cover the Roseanne murders. The Connors murders.
Yeah, Roseanne already died, I think. Spoilers.
Speaking of Roseanne is alive, but okay, anyway.
Well, yeah, Roseanne Barr is alive.
Good.
But Roseanne Connor is dead, I think.
Is Sarah Connor part of that universe? I'm just kidding. The Terminator comes in. Oh,
that is a good question. Is their last name Connors or Connor?
Connor.
Well, we've just opened a gate to all new fan fiction.
Fan fiction. Yes, I was just about to say that. Listen to our 6-week mini series about Terminator Roseanne crossover fan fiction. I want to write this now. Actually,
Roseanne comes back as the Terminator.
Yeah, Roseanne makes a racist comment. And the Terminator just like blows her up.
And Becky's new half Guatemalan child is that where the new husband's from? Is the new savior of the world?
Wouldn't that have been problematic if Roseanne was still on the show?
Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why they got rid of her and added a new Hispanic character.
She was trying to lock the child in a cage or something.
Yes, and not pay taxes while she takes Ambien in the middle of the day. Speaking of things that can get us for slander, hypothetically, I wanted to talk about Jamie Lynn Spears for a second because, during quarantine, you kind of go down these rabbit holes every once in a while, and then your YouTube algorithm gets like really, really
iffy,
strange. Yeah. And for some reason, mine ended up with a bunch of like Nick shows. Well, obviously it's from doing Namely 90s and pulling clips for our episodes, but then it started like getting into later era because you're like, oh, you're not clicking on why the top 10 reasons Rugrats failed, and I'm like, yeah, it's because I don't care. I lived it.
Like clickbait articles are so annoying.
But it shifted on to like the 2000s stuff from Dan Schneider, Schneider's Bakery, I think it was called. Shows like Zoe 101, Drake and Josh. I think he was responsible for the original All That. And then things like iCarly, Victorious, and Sam and Cat. And then some future ones that I didn't know anything about. But it started getting into this weird place where it was like, why Dan Schneider was canceled by Nickelodeon. And I was like, it had a picture of Jamie Lynn Spears. I'm like, well, this can't go anywhere good. So I clicked on it. Oh, no. And they're like, the reason why you don't see Schneider's Bakery anymore on Nickelodeon is because bum, bum, bum. He molested Jamie Lynn Spears, and the child that she had is his.
Was this on the OANN website or whatever?
No, it's on YouTube.
Is that that weird? And something about him stuffing her inside of a wardrobe and selling it on Wayfair for $8,000.
No,
with like an extra large pizza, it's very confusing.
I appreciate your levity, but this place is nowhere near funny. The guy was, or the YouTuber was like Mr. X or something. So he had like just a ski mask on with an X over his face. When it cut to him, and he was like, Dan Schneider is known for putting weird foot innuendos in all of his or all of his children's television series. I'm like, and then they would show clips of like All That when they like use their feet to attack the giant corn cob. Oh, the Amanda Show was another one that he was responsible for.
Do we feel that there's any merit to this?
You know, he actually Amanda Bynes went off the rails, right?
Yeah.
Some people say that was her fault. Other people blame Dan Schneider, and
maybe it's mental illness and substance abuse. I don't know.
Yeah, that would Occam's razor would suggest that's exactly what it is. But it was interesting the way they presented it. They're like, Jamie Lynn Spears, the supposed baby daddy, doesn't pay child support, came out of nowhere. Like,
that's also very possible, but I don't know that it's a conspiracy. It's just a person committing a crime, right?
What? Oh, yeah.
Like him having molested her and them having a child. That's not really a conspiracy unless there were multiple people involved in covering it up, which is possible.
Well, I think the conspiracy part was they don't show his photo in public, and I don't know. It was a deep rabbit hole that I fell down, and they're like, "This is one of the only photos of Jamie Lynn Spears a child. This is a photo of Dan Schneider, who looks like a giant baby to begin with." And then they transpose it, and it was just like, I'm like, yeah, I could see that. And then they take Jamie Lynn Spears and Dan Schneider and transpose it, and it looks like the child. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. And I'm just like,
and then And then at the end, it's like, and that's how the election was stolen.
Exactly.
And then it's like then they do a thing with like the all-seeing eye and like the dollar bills. When you fold them a certain way, it like says weird stuff.
The Illuminati symbol flashes across the screen. Yeah.
It's like Tom Hanks as the guy from the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, it was just interesting. Nickelodeon severed ties with him in like the last year or two when the Me Too movement started coming into full force, and there were some cryptic tweets from Amanda Bynes and also I think Jamie Lynn Spears, and it was just with an absence of any other information on my part for anything revolved around this. I was definitely I was a believer, but I also watched that fake Paul McCartney's Dead Netflix series and got freaked out because I was like, oh my God, this is real. MI6 is going to come after me.
You say you were a believer?
Yes. I thought you were the believer of us too. Speaking of believers, what the hell is a Justice Beaver? I thought we should finish today's episode by reading some song lyrics.
All right, my favorite. Let's consult the Sophie B. Hawkins Dictionary of Objectionable Lyrics.
Well, we're just gonna do the Divinyls song from earlier. I thought that would be the best choice. I love myself. I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You're the one who makes me come running. You're the sun who makes me shine. When you're around, I'm always laughing. I want to make you mine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I said, okay.
I close my eyes and see you before me. I think I would die if you were to ignore me. That's a fun rhyme. A fool could see just how much I adore you. I'd get down on my knees and do anything for you.
Oh my gosh, this is on the radio? Just say no to drugs, but say yes to indiscriminate sex or whatever.
I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. I love myself. I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I want you. I don't want anybody else. And when I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, 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 oh. Ah, 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 ah. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. I touch myself. I don't want. I touch myself. Anybody else. I touch myself. When I think about you, I touch myself. I touch myself. I don't want. I touch myself. Anybody else. I touch myself. When I think about you, I honestly do. I touch myself. I don't want. I touch myself. Anybody else? I touch myself when I think about you. I honestly do. I touch myself. I touch myself. I touch myself.
I want to like take that, go back out of context, use I touch myself followed by I honestly do, and just start putting that into the podcast at random intervals. I touch myself. I honestly do. And now my neighbors in this office are a little concerned.
Yeah, if anyone else heard that, that would be awkward.
Boy, songwriting is rubbish.
I mean, it's a clever song, I guess.
And now for the big reveal. That was actually a poem from A Knight Without Armor from Jewel Kilcher.
I should point out that that those were just lyrics. I don't.
I don't touch myself. I honestly do. I don't. What?
Yeah, that was I'm surprised I made it through that one.
That was a pretty rough one. It was just so overt that it wasn't even like as funny as the Sophie B. Hawkins one.
I liked the switch to
and then the thing that she kept saying about you being above me, like that's just freaking me out. I don't like that.
I mean, would you rather her above you?
I don't know. But what I can tell you is my drink was sitting next to the fan on my laptop. When I took a sip, it was piping hot. It was disgusting. It's like, yeah, I'll have a steaming hot mug of, beverage that's supposed to be cold.
What are you drinking?
Red Bull, which I'm not supposed to be, but here we are.
I thought it was water. I was going to be like, yeah, that's just tea.
Yeah, it's now tea flavored like the inside of the Evian bottle.
Yeah. So the Divinyls, the lead singer of the Divinyls, she died in 2013 to cancer, I think.
Sad.
Do you remember that song?
No, I mean, I'd have to play it. Hold on, let me phone it up here. This is good radio.
I think I remember it from, it was in the Austin Powers, the first Austin Powers, when he's trying to seduce the sex bots.
And I just typed that into my phone, which I regret desperately.
You typed I touch myself into your phone?
Yes, I did.
Weird Al has a cover version called Polka Your Eyes Out, or it's in a verse from this is in the song Polka Your Eyes Out.
I know this song.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get flagged, but
that's why I have it in my ear.
Right.
Can you get flagged for you covering it?
Probably. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Okay,
and it gets stuck in your head. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's catchy, but the lyrics are creepy.
Apparently this was written by the same people who wrote I'll Stand By You, Like a Virgin, True Colors, and So Emotional. I don't know.
It was written by R. Kelly.
Wow.
Is that it? I think that's it. Boom. Good transition.
According to the story, one of the writers had I touch myself in his notebook, and then he'd written the first verse and the chorus lyric, and then just snowballed from there. Wow.
Yeah, I'll say it snowballed a bit.
Well, that's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Namely90s with 90s, or find our personal accounts at bschwitty and at NamelyAndrew, and tell us on Twitter, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes, or talk to us about this week's episode. Did you like my rendition of spoken word I Touch Myself? You can also contact us through our website, namely90s.com. Remember to send in your approval of our 1 year anniversary of podcasting. And maybe we'll stop saying between every single word. Please subscribe to us on
word
Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, I Touch Myself,
I honestly do.
Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and wherever you get your podcasts at. I'm Brandon, that's Andrew, and we will catch you next time.
It's rubbish. No, it's actually not. It's brilliant. That was too American. I can't do it.